Go ahead. You're on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live here in Fresno, California, Mad Production Studios. I'm your host of the Fighter's Voice Knockout Podcast, Richard Ortiz. My co-host, Shally Hollis. He's on location in Stockton, California. He's actually doing a video with Althebedo on Andy Vincent's, shooting a documentary on Andy's life, his future, and, just something that he's going after, and that's the sport of boxing. He has some news he wants to drop, and he's chasing something, and Shally's right next to him, man, making it happen. But nevertheless, we're live here, and actually, if you have an update on the Dodgers game, feel free to let us know. I know we're down 1-0. But nevertheless, enough said. I want to introduce tonight's guest. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated WBO International Junior Welterweight Champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, from Top Rank Boxing, Arnold Barboza Jr. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
You tell me, my man, how you doing? Undefeated, man. You put on a war just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, man, I feel good. Body's, we have a nice amount recovered already, so we're back in the gym, just working light, and we're ready to go, man. See what's next.
Well, I mean, when I first talked to you in LA, you were also on the undercard of Lomachenko, and the only thing that came out of your mouth and continues to come out of your mouth, man, and I respect it, I can appreciate it, is Jose Ramirez. You said you're even willing to come down to Fresno to make that happen.
I don't really talk about it no more. I thought I was going to fight him after the Michael Alvarado fight, but it didn't happen, and I don't think it will happen. To be honest, I think that he has his plans already with Taylor, and then maybe the winner might vacate and move up. But if that happens, I'm willing to fight whoever's next in line, man. So I really don't talk about Ramirez anymore. But if it happens, man, I would love that fight.
Okay, I mean that's respect. Well, then, say the winner of him and Josh Taylor move up, right? There'll be some vacated bouts out there. I can see a great matchup with you and even probably Regis Rigaroot Pro Gray. How does that matchup sound?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm here to fight anybody. Anybody on the 140 division. That fight sounds really good. So let's see what happens, man. I'm excited. Once these belts get vacated and everyone starts fighting for them, I'm excited to see what happens.
No, I agree, man, and I was listening to the commentating on that fight, and these commentators, they were like kids in a candy store. Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, they were going back and forth. They enjoyed the action, and just go and slide that over here. They enjoyed the action, and back and forth, and you definitely, both you guys were in the fight and wanted to make it happen, and talk about a fight, because when that fight was announced, I said, look, that's going to be the sleeper. I said, because these guys, they match up very well, they're both hungry, and they want to make it happen. Talk to us about that fight, because it had like 3 stages to it. I mean, you were successful, your opponent was successful, and at the end, your hand was raised.
Yeah, man. We could have fought the fight, a lot different. I could have boxed it and made it a different fight, but I was there to prove a point. I was there to prove to everybody, look, man, everybody I fight has the same game plan. It seems like, let's go on the inside, let's make him go back. He can't fight. He's not a brawler. He's just a boxer. Put pressure on him. But I made a point, man. I beat a brawler at his own game. And, I did take more punches that I wanted to take, but, it was part of the plan, man. I knew I was, and I was going to prove a point, man. And, the second half of the fight was easier. I started boxing more because my dad told me to. But at the beginning of the fight, man, I had to get my respect, and I felt like I did that.
Oh, what you did, not only the respect from your opponent, but all the boxing fans right after that fight ended, man. I mean, you have a lot of people that tuned into it. They expected a war. They expected a great matchup, and they got more than what they bargained for. And, again, I want to thank the matchmakers at Top Rank for making that happen. Brad Goodman and, the rest of the Top Rank staff. They're really making good they're putting good opponents together and making it happen. They're not babysitting anybody.
Yeah, man. Like right now, I feel like Top Rank's matching up. A lot of people. A lot of fighters, and almost like kind of getting survival. It's almost like survival of the fittest, man. Whoever makes it moves forward. Whoever doesn't gets left behind. So shout out to Top Rank, man. Me and Salcedo wanted to fight because felt like we needed each other, but shout out to Top Rank, man, for making it happen.
So how does Cepeda sound? How does that matchup sound?
Me and Cepeda, we're good friends, man. We're really good friends. We're from the same area. We're really good friends. But me and him always told each other, like the only way we would fight each other is if it was for a title shot or the money made sense. So I mean that's the only way I think that we would fight. But if it's a title shot or the money made sense, then we'll do it. But other than that, I mean, I feel like just to fight them, it won't happen.
Well, I think you guys are both in line and knocking on that door for a title shot. So I can only see you guys matching up if it's only for a title. I mean, that makes the most sense out there. Just to go out there and both risk of what you got and stay. Because, brother, you're next in line. Don't cut yourself short, man. I mean, even fans that didn't know who you are, didn't know who you were, they know who you are now.
Oh, yeah, man. I feel like, I am next in line. So we're going to have to wait and see. I think the whole 140 division is almost like in a waiting game, you know what I mean? Waiting for Ramirez and Taylor. So once that happens, man, hopefully we can get busy.
No, exactly, and we'll all be waiting for that time to happen. Let me ask you this. This question is coming in from Hall of Famer Lee Samuels. He said, who do you have your eyes on if you can pick any champion today, which is, there's only two that are out there right now, but any champion today, who would you want to fight, and who would you want to fight that's in your division?
Any champion, it would have to be the champions that are right now. It would be, Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor, of course.
If you had your pick, which one would it be?
Probably Ramirez because I feel like mine and his style, match up great. He's a come forward fighter. I'm a come forward fighter, so that would be a great fight. But either one, man, either one of those two would be good for me.
Okay. Say that don't happen today. What fighter out there in the 140-pound division would you like to share the ring with?
I don't know, man. I don't know. If he's not a champion, I really don't care. But I mean, if whoever gets me to that championship, man, that's what I want.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. The fun's just about to begin. And, let's talk about what took place in the headliner, and that was Teofimo Lopez shocking the world by defeating the longtime pound-for-pound king, and that was Lomachenko. What was your take going into the fight, and what did you think about the end result?
I had Teofimo. I was going for him. I had him winning. But I didn't think he was going to outbox him like that. I just think that Loma didn't really throw any punches. I don't know what was wrong that night or what, but yeah, man, I don't know, man. I had the outcome coming out with Teal winning, but I mean, it was right.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay, this weekend we got a great matchup as well. I mean, we also got the comeback of Rigaroo. We got Regis Prograis on the undercard of the long anticipated Tank Davis taking on Leo Santa Cruz. What's your whole take on that fight? And how do you see it? How do you see it ending?
I'm excited to also see Alexis Rocha, and Alice. But
oh yes, absolutely. They're also on the undercard. Great card, also by PBC.
Yeah, I like Rigaroo, of course, and I like. I think that if Tank Davis doesn't knock out Leo Santa Cruz in the first 5 rounds, I think Leo Santa Cruz has a chance to win the fight. So he could break him down. So that's how I see the fight going.
Okay, well then, what does Leo Santa Cruz have to do in the first 5 rounds? On the first half of the fight, what does he have to do to neutralize Tank Davis's strength and just the pressure that he puts on his fighters?
I think Leo has to box, man. He can box. If you see him, some fights he did box. He can box.
Yeah.
Long, lengthy, he can box. I think he just needs to go to the body, box, and to take it from there.
So if things don't go the way Tank Davis wants it to go in the early rounds, if you were in his corner, what would be the advice you would give him on the second half of the fight, if in fact it does go the second half of the fight?
What give Tank?
Yeah, you give Tank, because apparently whatever he did, because going in there, he's going to try to apply his pressure and get him out of there. I don't think he's planning to go the whole 12, but in fact, he doesn't get him out of there the first half of the fight. Now we're entering the second half of the fight. What advice would you give him? What would be the game plan in the second half of the fight for Tank Davis?
Oh man, just keep putting the pressure. Keep trying to break him down. Just keep putting the pressure, keep breaking him down. And I mean, other than that, man, I just think that he has to do all fights, be aggressive, put pressure and break him down.
You know what? That makes sense. That's been the advice that I've been getting from a lot of people, and these are some of the experts that when I asked them that question, and they all seem to think Tank Davis early, Teofimo late. His best opportunity is late, and you got to remember that the man is moving up a couple weight classes and taking on the bigger man, and they don't call him Tank for no reason. You're talking about a miniature Mike Tyson. With power in both hands.
Tank is very strong, man. But who knows if that power carries over? Because you see the last fight when he fought Gamboa.
Yeah.
He didn't really he was as strong as as he thought he would be. So who knows, man? Sometimes the power doesn't carry over like they think they think it will.
Yeah, I agree with you, but no offense to Gamboa. You seem to get more motivated once that big name is coming in, and pay-per-view, Showtime, PVC. Once again, man, boxing is wide awake, and everybody's competitive, not just the fighters, but the big promotion teams and the big corporations, man. This is one heck of a card, actually back-to-back for PVC.
Yeah, man. I think boxing in general, man, is coming back. They're making all these great fights. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy, excited to see the fights this week, and may the best man win.
Exactly, I agree with you, man. Before we go more in depth on some future matchups, man, and I get your take, man, I want to ask you, man, when did it all start for you, Arnold? When I spoke to you, met you in LA, you seem very athletic, man. Like you could have played other sports growing up in high school. What was your premier sport playing when you were growing up, and when did you start the sport of boxing?
Boxing was pretty much my first sport. I started boxing when I was 5.5 years old. I stopped when I was about 13 when I got to high school because I got I fell out of love with it. So I started playing football, and then that's when I went up to 210, 215.
Oh, are you talking about pounds? You're up that high?
Yeah, I was up that high because I was all day in the gym just working out, lifting weights, and I got pretty big.
Oh, you're getting
linebacker and fullback, so I needed.
Oh, there you go. There was no weight cut during football season, huh? Then you loved it.
I was done football. I came back. Oh man, there was no weight cut. It was beautiful. It's just you carb up.
Hey, what number did you wear in football?
After boxing, it was my senior year. I usually through all high school, I wore number 6. So that was my number. I wore number 6 because of my mom. Then one of my old friends, his senior year, he wore number 6. So it's pretty cool to take over the number.
There you go, man. Hey, let's give you a high school shout out. What high school did you attend?
I went to South Almani High School. Shout out to South Almani.
That's right, man. And I know you were giving tribute to Kobe Bryant when you came into your fight when I met you in LA with the Kobe Bryant jersey, man. What kind of an impact and role model has he been in your life? Along with everybody else. I know that was very big because actually you were one of the first ones to come in with that jersey.
Yeah, man. It was big. I'm a big Kobe fan. His work mentality. It was just out of this world. You see videos and you hear him talk, man, the way he is, and it gives you it pumps you up. So, but yeah, man, it was a big loss. LA. And
Yeah. Hey, brother, you're coming in and out. I don't know if you're moving around a little bit, but let me see where you're at now. Are you there, Arnold? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I hope I didn't lose you because you just kind of went in and out for a little while. Hey, I got to ask you this, man. I know you're a big Dodger fan because I've seen you rocking the gear, man. We're long overdue. I know we're down 1 right now. I don't know if you have the TV right in front of you, man. Do you know what the score is right now? We can let everybody know where exactly we're at right now.
Yeah, I was actually watching the game, and then when stepped out, but I'm on my way to a friend's house to watch the game. But yeah, big Dodger fan, man, and it gets frustrating, man. It's stressful.
I'm right there with you, brother. We're long awaited, man. We just got to keep doing it until we get it right. Hopefully tonight's the night.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, man. We need it.
You know, I woke up and I was kind of under the weather today, man. And usually when I do that, I'll have our engineer, play a rerun or have my co-host take over. But it was a big interview. With you, got a lot of feedback. So I know there's a lot of people tuning in, man. So I couldn't put it on the shelf, and I wanted to give you my best, man, and keep that promise. I know it's been over a year from the first time I met you in LA. I said, hey, I got to get you on the Fighter's Voice, but you're here now, and I wanted to come through with that promise, man. And also, I got more questions to ask you. Okay, this one again. Okay, this is still okay. Lee Sam has got another question for you. He said, Richard, ask him who's his favorite broadcaster. Is it Joe Tess, Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, or the storyteller Mark Knut?
I gotta go with Andre Ward, man. He's my favorite. I think he's smart. He knows boxing. He's a champion. So is Timothy Bradley, but I just feel like Andre's, boxing IQ is at another level. He knows his things. So my favorite is Andre Ward.
Hey, man, but you love being interviewed first by Bernardo Osuna because that means you got the victory, man. Every time you get interviewed by him.
Yeah. This time it's weird because I didn't get interviewed by him, but yeah, man, that means you won the fight. It's a good thing.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think he's one of the best, and not the best, right after fights, man. Post-fight interviews, man. He's good at what he does, and iron sharpens iron. That whole staff at ESPN, they really got it going on.
Oh man, they're amazing, man. If you look at them compared to all the other broadcasters, man, these guys are amazing, man. They do an amazing job. Shout out to them.
I gotta agree with you, man, and I'm not taking anything away from the other companies, man. But I agree with you, not just the broadcasting, but I'm talking about the whole lights in general. But right when you say that, then all of a sudden PBC has this knockout card, and these commentators they just step out the box and keep the fans excited and tuned in and informed.
Yeah, man. Shout out to not only PBC but all the promoters, man. They're putting on good shows right now. So
yeah. So
I think that's what boxing needed, especially with this pandemic. So shout out to them, man.
So what's your whole take, man, if the big trilogy doesn't happen? And I'm talking about between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. It doesn't look like it's going to happen this year. Tyson Fury announced that he was going to announce his next opponent, December 5th, I believe, and it was going to be in London. Well, what's your whole take on Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder on the trilogy not taking place? And in your opinion, who should Tyson Fury share the ring with next?
I think Tyson Fury should just go for greatness, man, and go for Anthony Joshua. I think Wilder, him not getting the fight is actually going to benefit him because I think he needs a break, man. And that fight was brutal, so sometimes the fighter don't stay the same, after a beating like that, so I think maybe he needs to take some time off and maybe come back to the ring with someone with less, opposition and, see how he does.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's always good for a fighter to rest because, as well as I know, to come into a ring 100%, it's just not happening. Every fighter goes in there with either 90%, sometimes 80%, but they give their all for the fans. No,
yeah, man. And I think every time a boxer steps in the ring, they leave a piece of themselves in the ring.
I agree. I definitely agree with that one. And we're talking about those old matchups of Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales, man. And those guys used to just leave everything in the ring. The battle scars are still there, man.
No, man, for sure, man. That's something you're not going to get back either. So let's see. I think you should wait to see how he comes back.
So I'm gonna put you on the hot seat, man. We all know that this fight is going to happen. It's just a matter of it being announced. And Top Rank, they like to do things accordingly. They don't like to oversell another fight when they got a fight ahead of themselves. And I believe Top Rank's next fight is actually this Saturday. They're announcing the Monster coming down all the way from I believe it's Japan, man, and that's going to be happening. And then Crawford's fight has also been announced. But once the fight date and the area is set, who's your take on Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor?
You know what? I'm leaning toward toward Ramirez on this one. You know, I think, you know, Ramirez didn't look as great his last fight, and I think that's only because, you know, he had like 3 cans that he had to go through, you know, and that takes
Actually 3, yeah.
You know, so I think Ramirez is gonna take him. I think that's surprised a lot of people, man. Ramirez has a lot of heart, and he gets only stronger when the rounds go on. So I got Ramirez on this one.
Do you think it will go the distance? You just got him by a stoppage, or?
No, I think it'll go the distance. You know, because Taylor's tough, man. I mean, look,
Taylor's tough.
Bridges, man. It's a tough fight. So I think it'll go the distance, but I think Ramirez will pull it out. Well,
let's talk about the new lightweight king, and that's Teofimo Lopez, man. If you were his manager or his promoter, I'm gonna put you in the hot seat. What would be his next move? Who'd you have him matched up with next? Would you have him stay down at 135s? Actually junior lightweight 135s, or would you move up to 140s? What would be your plan for him if you had say so on his career on the next 3 fights? What would you do with him?
I think I'd have him, you know, stay at 135 just for like one more fight to get like another big fight with like maybe like a Ryan Garcia or something, or you know someone big, so a big name at 135. If not, then yeah, man, we'll move him up to 140 and test the waters there. You know, I know he wants to fight a big name right away, but I mean, like I said, you know, sometimes you don't know, you know, your power's gonna carry over or how does it feel, you know, so I'd be kind of a little cautious about going to 140.
No, exactly, and it's just that whole division is getting ready to happen, and you know, I was going to throw this in there. I don't want to let this pass, but don't be surprised if you know, if one of these titles that become available, and we're talking about 4 titles that are going to come available, because I think unless it's a barn burner, I see these guys moving up immediately to 147 after the showdown, and I'm going to take it back to Ramirez and Taylor. Don't be surprised if once they move up, if even Mikey Garcia is fighting for one of those vacated bouts at 140.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, maybe, you know, I wouldn't doubt it, but all I know is they better give me my shot.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing, and you're not going to be denied. I know Top Rank is very high on you. I mean, for the Hall of Famer Lee Samuels, because I told him, he goes, Richard, who's on the show? And when I told him, I mean, we could have been talking a whole hour. I mean, he just went on and on about you and shared he shared his story with me and just said, hey, we know he's going to be a future champion, and we know he's going to get his opportunity. So that was said by Lee Samuels, and these questions that come.
Lee Samuels, man, he's a cool dude. He's always taking care of me every fight.
Yeah, and you know, he don't just give compliments away. They're very well earned and deserved. And I'm telling you, man, you are gifted with that same tenacity, man. I mean, there's 140 is you're not giving anything. Everything that you've gotten, you've earned, because there's some monsters in there.
Oh yeah, man, everything's been earned and from the bottom. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have it any other way though.
No, exactly. So how big of a impact and how well-rounded are you guys, both father and son? And I'm not talking about, you know, your relationship outside the ring. How is it working for you inside of the ring? I mean, this is a no-brainer, but this is a question that's coming in from a fan.
Oh man, it's good, man. You know, well, we have a great relationship. You know, You know, and the gym is gym. You know, it's business. You know, and then you know, outside is it's you know, we don't really get too much into the gym stuff. You know what I mean? So my father's great, man. He's a great role model for me, and I'm happy.
I noticed that the fans, when they were having fans, I mean, the fans just love you, man, and you love it. Right after the fight, you came and you were hands-on with the fans. You were taking pictures with them. It was kind of like a meet and greet, and they were feeding off you, and they just wanted to be a part of you, especially after your fight and you were successful. I mean, you're a fan. You have fans that follow you, man. You're a fan favorite. How does that make you feel?
It feels good, man, because that's that's what I worked for. You know, that's what I trained for, and this is what I wanted, right? So it was great, man. It's great to be engaged with them, man. You have to. You know what I mean? I'm very grateful for it. You know, I don't work hard in the gym to not be. You know, so I'm very happy, very thankful.
Where do you see yourself at in about 3 years?
I see myself as a world champion, not only in the 140 division. You know, probably drop down to 135 or something like that. You know, who knows? But I definitely see myself a multi-weight champion.
You know, you mentioned that before. Usually fighters talk about, hey, I'm going to move up or or I'm going to move up 2 weight classes. We've had that, Mikey Garcia, Lomachenko actually moved up 2 weight classes, but you're talking about moving down, and wherever you go, you're not avoiding anything because there's fire. There's fire at 135, 140s, and even 147.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's competition in every weight, all weight classes. You know what I mean? So there's no weight classes that think's a breeze. You know what I mean? So we're just we're looking forward to it, man. We're looking forward to see whatever happens.
If you had your choice right now, today, this minute, this question's coming in from a fan, and I think Lee Samuels already addressed it, but this is going to you, so you can answer it all over again. Who would you want to fight next? Your next fight? There has to be somebody for some whatever reason that you just say, you know what, I want to get in there with them.
I mean, like I said, it would have to be a champion, Jose Ramirez or Josh Taylor. Those two, those are my targets. You know what I mean? They're the champions at that level.
Well, what if you're on the undercard of that fight? So you can't fight. I mean, you don't want to just put yourself on the shelf right now. If you were going to be on the undercard of that big fight, who would you want to fight?
Honestly, whoever they see what they offer, man. I don't really have anybody specific that I want to fight. That I have a grudge against or something like that. No, man. I just, if they offer it, we'll take it. You know what I mean? So if it's a good fight, it's a great fight.
Do you think that Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia will ever be matched up?
I don't know. That's a good one, man. But I mean, if they are, I'd like to see it. That'll be a good fight.
I posted a video when you had said, hey, I'm willing to come down to Fresno and fight Jose Ramirez. And I tagged his manager, Rick Merigan, and he responded and said, hey, that is the great attitude. That's a great attitude to have. What's your reply to his comment?
Oh, man, listen, Rick's a great manager, man. He's a great manager. He's going to be, I think, Hall of Fame one day, man. He does some great things for Ramirez. And it's, like I said, man, it's all respect between me, Rick, and Jose. We respect each other. And if that fight happens, it happens, man. If it doesn't, you know what? Honestly, it don't bother me as long as I get a title shot, man.
That's good, man. So your focus is just not on one man. Your focus is on the belt.
Yeah, that's it.
So if you had your choice of the WBA, IBF, WBO, or the WBC, which bout would you like to fight for?
All of them.
Oh, you want them all?
All of them. It don't matter which one to come first, man. I don't discriminate against any belts. I love them all. They all look nice wrapped around my waist.
Can you see yourself wearing all 4 at one time to unify?
Oh, of course. Of course, that's the goal. That's the first goal. And then after that, just go to another weight class.
What drives you? What drives you to still have that hunger and still be successful at the highest level in the world? What drives you today?
Family. Future for the family. That's the big motivation. I don't really care too much about fame and all that stuff. It's just more about securing a future for the family.
If you didn't have this gift to box and to just have that monster inside of you, once that bell rings, what would you be doing besides boxing if you decided not to do boxing? If you were not a boxer, what would you be doing? What would you be interested in?
I'd probably be in a warehouse or something, man. I don't know. It'd probably be like everyone else, just seeing, finding a job, and just surviving.
So the sweet science, that's your ticket. That's your ticket to that next level of life, to being successful, of a house, a car, taking care of your loved ones, etc.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, that's the goal. That's the ticket. So I'm gonna ride the wheels till they fall off. That's for sure.
And there you go. Every fighter that I spoke to, every fighter is different, and the way they're able to transform, so to speak, or adapt. How are you able to adapt to living life in the boxing bubble? How was that for you? What experience? How was that experience?
You talking about like at the MGM?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, it was cool, man. It wasn't, it didn't bother me at all. It was really good. I'm not really a social media person, and I'm not really like a like media workout type dude. So
I noticed that, man. Hey, I don't mean to put you on blast. You got to check your social media. I tagged you. I don't know. I tagged you about 12 times. I even had a fighter hit me up and say, "Hey, Rich, when I was on the show, you didn't promote it that much," but he was giving me a hard time.
No, yeah, my bad, man. I just don't really go on social media too much. I'm not really on it, man. That's the honest truth. I don't really go on it. I'm just enjoying the family right now, man. so the bubble was good, man. It was good to me. It was, I liked it. You just get there, relax, and you don't have to worry about too much.
Well, you know what? Let's give a shout out to your gym and your whole team, man. Who are we talking about?
Start off with my father, man, the main dude. The king. He's the boxing guru. So shout out to my pops, man, for training me into the fighter I am. Shout out to Don Chewy, who was my other coach, also my cut man. To his son, Jesus, who's like my strength and conditioning coach. And shout out to the Fundamentals gym, and to the La Puente boxing gym, man. Now
that's your home gym. Is that the gym that you show up and work out at every day?
I train at the Fundamentals gym, but I also, like on the off season, I train at the La Puente boxing gym, and then for the big fights, we go to Big Bear. Also, shout out to Abel. We go to Big Bear for a few weeks, train there.
Okay, Abel Sanchez.
Yes.
I noticed you were there when Triple G was there. What was it like meeting him, and what advice did he give you, if he gave you at all?
Oh, man, to be honest, it wasn't really, he didn't really give me no advice. We just trained next to each other and worked hard next to each other, man. It wasn't really too much talking going on. Probably too much talking going on at the gym, at Abel's gym. So it was more hard work, man. Hard work, and it was good, man. It was a good experience.
What was the climate like? I mean, when you went outside to go do that road work, is it what everybody says it is? Very difficult to breathe, but it does help you during fight night.
When I first got there, it was like a blizzard, man. It was cold. There was snow all over in the face. This last time it was beautiful weather. It was like 40 degrees in the morning and then 70 in the afternoon, so it was good. But the first time I went up there for camp, it was brutal, but this time it was good.
Right on, man. Now, before I let you go, man, I just got to ask you one last thing. Listen, man, I know you said, okay, I'm going to, you really didn't say I'm going to leave it up to my manager, or you said whoever has a title. Was there anybody in your career, even the amateurs, man, that one fight just sticks out the most, and you always said, you know what, if I don't fight him again, I at least want to go one more round with him? And who would that be?
I think maybe it would have to be some guy that beat me in the amateurs at the Nationals. I forgot his last name. It was Hakeem something. I remember I had the USA Nationals, he beat me, and they announced me the winner. I got off the ring like 10, 15 minutes later. They called me back and said I lost, and it was a really bad thing, man. But I always said, like, man, if you just ever come back to meet me at be a pro and meet me at my weight class, I'll beat him. But he I guess he's like at 160 now or something like that. So it wouldn't happen. But yeah, I had to be that guy.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that was talking about like 2013 or 2012 before I became pro.
I mean, my point is how things like that just stick in a fighter's head. They never forget that, because they know they don't just want to walk away from a loss knowing that they can do better or that they deserve that victory.
Yeah, man. Can I say that question again?
I said it's very difficult for a fighter just to walk away from a loss, and that thought process still sticks in your head. I know me myself, and when it comes to different decisions that I would have made, or I try to replay things back too. But every time I talk to a fighter, whenever we discuss their last loss, they just can't let it go, which is a good thing, because that shows the competitive side in the fighter.
Oh yeah, man. It's a good thing. And it could be a bad thing as well. Because like some fighters lose and they can't get over it.
That's very true.
They stay down there. You know what I mean? I've seen it. But to me, man, a loss is a loss, man. You bounce back. You've seen a lot of champions that have losses, man. So for any fighter out there that has a loss, man, don't keep your head up, man. You just keep going.
What advice do you have to give to an amateur who's getting ready to turn pro?
Just to be patient. Be patient. Be careful. Be patient in the sense of don't try to rush anything and rush into the wrong fights. Take care of yourself. Take care of your body.
Okay. We also got we got Spence taking on Danny Swift Garcia. Who do you have in that fight, and how do you think Spence is going to react since the long layoff and recovering from that accident?
Who knows, man? It's gonna be a good fight. I want to see that, because I think everyone wants to see how Spence is gonna get back in. So it's gonna be a great fight, man. It's gonna be a great fight, and I can't wait to see it.
Okay, once again, man, who's your pick for this weekend? If you had $1, man, you got to put it down on Tank Davis or Santa Cruz. Who you rolling with?
I'm rolling my boy Leo, man. Got him.
There you go, man. Hey, what do you got to say to all the fans and the followers in Fresno, California who watch and support Mr. Barboza?
Hey, man, I just want to keep following, keep tuned in, man. We're gonna do some great things soon, man. So I appreciate you guys.
Hey, well, we appreciate you too, man. You know, sorry we got to cut the show short, man, because I know you got to go and you got plans, but I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Enjoy your success, and we'll be talking soon. Anytime you want to drop some news, man, reach out, man. This is what this platform's for. And just know we're over here way in Fresno, and we still watch and support, and we like what you're doing for the sport of boxing.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate it, and thank you guys for having me on, man.
Hey, and don't forget to follow our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice. That's www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice. Remember, every fighter has a voice, and so do you. It's a wrap here in Fresno, California. Once again, with the WBO undefeated international champion of the world, and that's Arnold Barboza Jr., our guest tonight. It's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Never down for the count. It's just another wrap. Thanks for listening to the Fighter's Voice Radio Show. Catch us again next week.
Same when, same how.
And always stay connected to the Fighter's Voice on social media. So, on behalf of special guests and the whole crew right here at the Fighter's Voice Radio Show, saying see ya next week, right here on the Fighter's Voice.